Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are doing another video today. Once again, we're taking a look at the 2014 Silverado here, doing some routine maintenance on it. In the previous video, you saw we drained and filled the coolant. This time, since we're at 100,000 miles, and I don't think it's ever been changed, we're going to drop the transmission pan and change the fluid. Now, GM does not recommend a flush on these trucks, so that's strictly what we're doing here is we're dropping the pan, draining the fluid that's in the pan, and replacing that fluid. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need and how to do that process, guys. So let's just start over from the left and work our way this way. Yeah, you're probably seeing the 2x4 and thinking, what the heck? First things first, I'm going to look in here, and you're going to see we need transmission fluid, obviously. So what I'm using, and the only thing I recommend using, guys, is AC Delco brand transmission fluid. Now, the reason I'm recommending the AC Delco fluid is because if your transmission goes out, guys, it's very, very costly to rebuild. So no more than a few more bucks it is, you know you're getting a quality product with AC Delco. I mean, this is what came in it from the factory, so you know it's good stuff. You want Dexron approved Dexron 6 for this transmission here, guys. So I went ahead and got 8 quarts. I think we're probably going to lose about 6 quarts. So I just got 2 total to be on the safe side. Of course, this transmission does have a filter in it. There is the part number. Don't worry, guys, I'm going to leave you some links down below for this exact stuff. Please do consider using the links. It does help support the channel, helps me do these videos for you guys, so I definitely appreciate that. So we got our transmission fluid filter. I've got that so I can video it for you guys. We've got a 2x4, and you'll see what that's for later, along with a ratchet strap. We got to do some redneck engineering to get this job done. I've got my socket set because we're going to need a 10mm and at least a 6-inch extension. And then kind of for cleanup, guys, we're going to need some either brake cleaner. I've got carburetor and intake cleaner here to kind of clean out the pan, mess we make, along with some shop towels. And then we got to have some catch pans, guys. Now I'm doing this outside of the garage because it's a little dark in there, and I think it's just going to be a little bit easier cleanup and a little more light for you guys. So let's crawl into the truck and get started. Okay, guys, we are under the truck here. That's the passenger wheel. So if you're not familiar, just look for your oil filter, which is right here. I'm pointing at it. It's blue. I don't know how it's showing up on the camera. And then just look, boom, right behind it. This is your transmission pan right here. So the reason that we need the ratchet strap and the 2x4 is because where the exhaust is here, you don't have enough clearance to get this pan out easily. So what you have to do is look right back here to here. We need to brace this between here and here, the cross member in the frame, and put the ratchet strap around this. That way it'll pull this down just ever so slightly, and by pulling down, it'll allow enough clearance here. Okay, so you can see I've got it wrapped around here. Let me get a little further down, about right here. Got it wrapped around, just kind of braced with my knees here. I'll take the other side of my ratchet strap. Make sure it's all straight. You've done that, we can start removing some of the bolts on the pan here that are all 10mm around side. Okay, guys, so I've got my 10mm socket. I've also got my pans down here to catch any fluid as it may come out. So what I'm going to do to try to catch the most of the fluid that I can, I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to remove all, about 4 bolts on the back, and then just kind of work my way up the side here. And be prepared, guys, any second now we're gonna have some fluid coming down. So make sure and there we have it. Make sure your pan's in place and just be ready for it, guys. Don't be right under this transmission or else you're gonna be taking a bath in this stuff. Check that stuff out coming. Check out what's coming out of there. So I'm gonna let this stuff drain while I'm taking out these bolts here. And then as soon as it's done draining, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the front side. So you can see we've caught a lot of the fluid here, but where the front is, we don't have a pan here. So I'm gonna set my other pan right here to try to catch some fluid, because as I tilt this down and out this way, I'm afraid we're gonna lose a little out the front. So that's the game plan for now. There's the last bolt, guys. Let's see how safely we can guide this guy down. So I'm just going to tilt it at first. Okay, not catching anything yet. We're going to try to guide this guy down and there we go. So it takes definitely a little finessing to get the job done, but you can see I've got the pan out here. I'm just going to start dumping as much fluid as I can. You can see, guys, it is time to change this fluid. It is nasty. Alright, let's come out from under here so we can clean things up a little. Alright, so I'm just going to dump the remainder into here. Now we can clean this guy out. We're just going to start with one. Clean off the top. It's very important to get the top cleaned off here. That way your gasket seals good. Let's just start getting some of this crap out of here. I have a feeling we're going to use a few shop rags, guys, which is okay. You'll see this guy here. Look at the gunk off there. You want to clean this little magnet up real good. You shouldn't see any metal shavings or anything. If you do, then you know, you may have a bigger issue. You may want to go to a transmission shop, get it checked out. And the magnet does come out, as you can see here. So we're going to get this guy nice and cleaned up. Boom, look at that. Let's go ahead and hit this with a little bit of cleaner. Ah, love the smell. Very important to get this gasket clean. That way it'll reseal properly. So take some time, get it cleaned up real nice. And this gasket is in good shape, so I am planning on reusing it. Alright, this is about the final product here. Get any impurities out. We'll take a clean rag here. Just kind of wipe it down for one last look here, which overall is looking really nice. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys, but you take a little pride in your work. And the reason you want to clean this so well is so it doesn't leak in the future. And that's why you want to be sure to clean your gasket and the edge up here really nicely. Good, guys, we've got that cleaned up. Now we need to put our new filter in. So I know that can be a little tricky. Let's move back under the truck with the new filter. We're going to try to get this done as quick as we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull down on the old filter with even pressure. See if we can get this guy out. Boom, just like that. You can see it came out, but the old gasket's still in there. This guy's full transmission fluid, so I'm just going to set him down in there. Let's see if we can pull that old gasket out. Alright, so a little tip for you guys. Whenever you're trying to get out the little O-ring, gasket seal, whatever you want to call for the filter, that is a bit of a tough job. Now, you may not want to go the route that I'm going here, and I'm sure I'll get some comments about it, but it did work for me, and I'm not too worried about it. So you can see it's kind of stuck up in there. What I did is took a big screwdriver and just pried against it right here, because that metal is a lot softer than this, and pried it away. Then took a smaller flathead screwdriver and still, while I'm prying away, tapped it in there with a rubber mallet just to get a little behind it. So now I should be able to take my needle nose pliers and pull it right out. Just like that, we got it out. If you have a hard time getting this guy to go in, you can take a socket that's the same size and beat it in there, which I think is what I'm going to do to get it to go in. And now that we've got that done, let's take our new filter and put it right up in there. You'll feel it kind of snap in there. It's a little bit to push it in, but make sure it's nice and snug in there, that way it won't come out. And now we can go ahead and begin putting the pan back on. My apologies, guys. I just now realized my GoPro's been dead. I don't know for how long. But what you do is, and I've already done it, you just tighten these up in a crosshatch pattern. So what that means is you kind of do them on the opposite side. First I got them hand tight and then did a crosshatch pattern. So if I did this one up here, I go to the bottom right here, and then go to the bottom left here, go to the top right here, and then just start back over here with this guy and work my way back around just like that with a crosshatch pattern. That way you get them all tight. Now there are some specs and a correct way to do this if you go look online. I didn't have that information handy, and to be honest with you, I'm not too worried about it. As long as we got this guy up here good enough not to leak, that's all I'm worried about. But I'll try to find those specs for you guys if I can online and leave it in the comment down below. But I think I've got this guy up here good and tight now. And clean the pan up a little bit. Once it dries up, we'll know if we have any leaks in the future, so I can see if I need to tighten this a little bit more. But since we got the pan on, I'm going to start cleaning up some of my tools a little bit. That way we can start figuring out how much more transmission fluid we need to put in. Guys, we are in the home stretch here. I have added to an empty bottle here of Dexcool where we change out the coolant. So I know I've lost 4 quarts at least, and then I've got some in here. I'm thinking I'm shy about 5 quarts. Obviously you can measure by the by your dipstick in your transmission fluid. So that's what we're gonna do, is I'm gonna pop the hood. We're gonna go ahead and add 5 quarts and then see where we sit on it. And how you're going to do that, it's a little bit tricky here. You're going to pull the dipstick here. We'll set this guy aside. You're going to set your funnel right in here and then just pour your fluid in. I'm going to see how easy I can do that. All right. If I'm talking funny, it's because I got the flashlight in my mouth, just so you guys know. So I'm going to, set a shop towel right here to catch whatever may come out and hold this funnel while I pour. Whew. As you can see, it's getting dark on me. I don't even know if you can see the truck back there. But we got it filled up. It took about 5.5 quarts, so we lost about 5.5 quarts. So we got it sealed up. Now all I'm gonna do is take it for a spin down the road, make sure it's shifting good, get it in reverse. Obviously we have to get out of the driveway. But guys, I think we got the job done here. Like I say, if you appreciated the video, be sure to check out the links down below. It does help out the channel considerably. So I definitely appreciate that, guys. And if you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If I don't answer them, I'm sure somebody else will. Just kind of use it as an open forum for discussion down there. All right, guys, until the next maintenance item, I'll see you then. Take care.